Cool, just waiting for people to come in. Okay, if anyone's in the stream, if anyone's watching, just send a message. Send a message in the chat, so so I know someone's actually listening. I need to change the volume a bit. Cool. And what I mean by message, I mean like in the stream chat, sorry. Anyways, I think we've got enough people here listening now. Cool. I'm going to be talking about positional advantage. Just check, volume check. Does it sound okay? Does it sound okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me properly? Am I clear? Probably not. Let me just move my mic. And hopefully I'll be this will sound better. Anyways, let me just quickly well, I've got 0 viewers. Fuck yeah! Okay, so if there's anyone... Cool. So now, let's talk about positional advantage. Yay! Stuff that people don't seem to really get a grasp on. So for this, I'm going to be using Lilica, and my buttons are fucked. Never mind. I'm going to be using Saki and Lilica, so our 2 favourite characters. Saki being played a shitload everywhere, regardless of what Petunia says. And Lilica, the favourite low tier that everyone likes and nobody plays. So, anyways, positional advantage. So, the first thing I want to do when it comes to positional, oh my god, she is so annoying. Okay, let me mute her. Let me mute the game quickly. Cool. When it comes to positional advantage, when we play other fighting games such as Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear, and any random 2D fighter or even 3D fighter, when you think of positional advantage, we think of places where one player is at an advantage over another. So, in Guilty Gear or something like that, wow. In Guilty Gear or stuff like that, it would be along the lines of a position that looks like this. Now, in Street Fighter, it would be like this, and in Guilty Gear, it would be like this too. In general, being in the corner is disadvantageous. Now, when you are at a disadvantage, the question that always comes up is, why are you at a disadvantage? It's very obvious in these games because if your back is to the wall, that means you no longer have the option of going back, which means that you cannot change where you are going to be, or rather it's more difficult to do so. So you have to just always take like these pokes that they will be throwing out. Now, in Arcana Heart, it's a little bit different. First, when we talk about the disadvantage, it's limiting of options basically. So, back towards the wall, limited options, okay? Another thing in Arcana Heart that happens is height advantage. Height positional advantage. So, for example, this, for me, is advantageous. This happening is advantageous for me, okay? So, we've got to think about why that's the case. And why I always stress, get some height, it's very good. The first thing is when you press a button in the air and you're about to land, or rather you press it and it kind of like lands in the middle of it, what happens is your character will automatically cancel the attack. So you can do this and then move straight away. This means that whatever recovery that you had, if you land, it will cut that recovery. Now, if you attack on the way down, that means you'll cancel any recovery. If you attack on the way up, you will have to feel the full brunt of the recovery. So there's a lot that you can't do, okay? But if you attack on the way down, you can immediately move in any way you want. So attacking on the way down is very powerful, and this happens in all games. In Arcana Heart, you can control how you go up and down, or rather, mainly how you go down. So you do this, for example. So even though you were air dashing forward, you can make it go straight down. Okay. So it is stronger to be above the opponent for one of the reasons is because your attacks will cancel and the opponents won't. Okay. Because if you're above them, they're not going to be going downwards, most likely, you know. And if they do, their attack isn't really going to hit you. There aren't that many attacks that hit straight up. Now, so reason number one, attacking on the way down is safer than attacking on the way up. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, when you attack on the way down, alright, it is easier to hit confirm an attack. So for example, let's say this guy's jumping, okay, and I hit him like this. You can be pretty sure that if you hit them on the way up like this is like kind of like the max that you'll get. And the combo sometimes even drops. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 6.5. Okay. However, if you attack on the way down, it's easier. You'll do more damage, and if you gets blocked, you land and you immediately cancel. So attacking on the way down also gives you better damage a lot of the time. So for example, if I do this, I'll have to spend a bar. So JE, home cancel JE, I'll have to spend a bar. If I do it on the way down, I don't. Or for example, I can hit them from higher up. Also, if you do something on the way down, so for example, I double jump and I do JE on the way down, when I land, what will happen is I will get all my air options back. So even though I double jump, okay, I'll be able to go like this and get a double jump in my combo. Okay, if I don't do that, no double jumps. So that also limits what combo you can get. So no, well actually no, it's just 1, 2, no jump, nothing. So landing on the way down increases your reward. It also increases your air options again because you land. That's reason number 2. Reason number 3, anti-airs in this game are shit. Now for this, I'm gonna choose Elsa. So Elsa is the character with the strongest anti-airs. I'm gonna use Connor because I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Just give me a moment to load. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get to record what I want to do. So first, go into record, jump, 4C. Cool. So I use the jump to time, so I know when it's going to 4C. Okay, let's first think about Elsa's 4C. Elsa's 4C is plus on block. Okay. It's plus on block, it's air unblockable, it hits people grounded, it fucking hits people crouching, and it gives you a combo 1 hit, and in the corner, the combo is goddamn meterless. So, this sounds amazing. It hits people absolutely everywhere, it's plus on block, it's air unblockable, it also has ridiculous upper body invul. Now let's see if I can show. Okay, let's see if I can show its upper body invul. Let's see. It's hard to describe, but it's got tons of upper body invul, and I can't seem to get it to trigger without it clashing. Anyways, we're gonna talk about why anti-airs are shit, because that will also give us another reason to why being in the air is stronger. When you're anti-airing, or when you're pressing any buttons in this game at all, one of the things that can happen is if the 2 red boxes hit each other, okay, they will clash. Okay, even if the attack would normally trade in other fighting games. So a trade happens when my red overlaps your green, and your green overlaps my green. That's when a trade happens. In this game, if the reds touch the greens, but the reds also touch the reds, they will always trade. They will always clash. So for example, oh god, this is gonna be really hard to time. Oh fuck, I'm gonna do this. Like that, see? Even though his attack was blatantly going to hit me. Look at this. Oh man. His attack went right through me, okay? It would clash. That would happen if his red touches my green. Oh, my red touches his red, no matter what. And when that happens, we both get to choose an option. So, in this case, if I was to do a, Jesus Christ, if I'm just going to do 4C, oh man. Okay. Oh man. See, I can cancel and I'll get an option. He gets to cancel as well. Now, why does this matter? If he, in fighting games, right, when we're talking about anti-airs, anti-airs are used to beat air attacks, okay? Normally they would just beat air attacks clean, okay? Or they trade in favor or whatever, okay? They have upper body invincibility or they have really good hitbox to hit upwards. Now, when it comes to games like Street Fighter, when you jump forwards, your trajectory is completely limited. You have no air dashes, you have very few specials that will move you, but overall your trajectory is fixed. Because it's fixed, it's a lot easier to say, alright, he's going to jump this way, he's going to land here, he's going to be here at this time, and my 4C is going to hit him now. Cool. When you play a game like Guilty Gear, when you do an air dash, okay, when you do an air dash, you can only cancel into attacks, you cannot block. Alright, if you do jump attacks, if you jump twice, that's it. If you jump air dash, that's it. You cannot do any more movement options after that as well. So after you do 2 air options, it's very easy to tell, but even then, the DI in that game isn't very strong. So like in this game, if I jump up straight, I can make it go forward, I can make it go backwards, even though I jumped up straight. In Guilty Gear, that doesn't happen at all. I think Eddie can, but that's kind of more like flying, doesn't really count. Now, this means that in those games, it's easier to determine where the opponent will be and anti-air them. In this, okay, I can do moves like this. You know what I mean? Like I could fly straight over, or I can fly to the ground, or I can fly above, and I can fly right at him. I can kind of like fly. To be honest, there's not much more I can do than that because I don't really need to do more. Because, yeah. So for example, fuck me. Cool. Cool. You see? Oh my god, she's so tall. Oh my god. Basically, I'm saying you can be anywhere, and because you can be in multiple places, it's harder to predict an anti-air first. Now, even if he predicts me perfectly, I can clash his anti-air. Oh fuck me, it's so much easier on a match because like, see there? See that? And then me and him get to choose an option. Now, if we both get to choose an option, surely it's neutral and not disadvantageous. Wrong. The reason why it's the jumper, or the person who's going in on the guy who's anti-airing, actually gets an advantage when they clash. And the reason is because when most air moves are faster than ground moves. So my jump A is 3 frames in the air, and my 2A is 4 frames on the ground. Weiss's jump A is 3 frames. Weiss's 5A is 3 frames, but doesn't hit crouches. Weiss's 2A might be 5. Something like that. Now, if I get to choose a move that's faster, that severely limits the stuff that Elsa herself can do. Not just that, if I say, for example, pick a button and you choose to invincible through it, I will land on the ground and block. Also, if you choose something like 4D, because I'm going downwards, I'll also get to land and then punish. So it's in the attacker's favour. Now, how does this tie back to positional advantage? This means that this game has crap anti-airs, honestly. Now, regardless of what Morelia is saying in the chat, this game has bad anti-airs. And like, every character, like, everyone has air unblockable attacks, but they're mainly used for air block string punishes. They're not used to anti-air people out there, because they're quite unreliable. Because they can be clashed, or if they can't be clashed, they're crap, so on. Now, if you can't anti-air, yeah, and you have like, say for example, you have pressed a few bunch of buttons, if they come straight on top of you, there is nothing you can do. You have to firm it. If you have to firm it, that means that you've got absolutely no options. No options means disadvantage. More options, advantage. The person above is the one with more options. So that's a third thing. The third thing is, because anti-airs suck, if someone flies in at you, you have to firm it. That is it. You might have invisible DPs, but yeah, not all characters have access to that. That's 3 reasons to why being above is stronger. That's on top of being in the corner. So, for example, if this is advantageous for Konoha, okay, this is advantageous for Konoha, this is advantageous for Konoha, okay, and that is positional advantage. Positional advantage is when you limit the opponent's options, but because being on the ground is so weak, that is a losing position. Firm does not mean confirm. Firm means you just have to take it like a man or a woman in 2017, or a person. You just basically got to take it, bruv. You got to firm it. If you're on the ground, you don't get any. You don't have any good set of buttons you can use, because you don't have a good set of don't have many good buttons you can use. Your options are limited. Being limited means you're losing. It's also why when you play like when you watch Japanese vids, a lot of the time they are either trying to jump up with a jump A because it's like really quick and they're trying to snatch advantage from the opponent, or they're going above the opponent and flying down like a fucking rocket, like this. You know what I mean? That's what people are normally doing. Now, I used Lilica at the beginning because what I want to show is how this character, this is the final bit of positional advantage. Lilica is a character that relies purely on positional advantage to do her neutral game. She has one button in the air, as far as I'm concerned. Every button is, she got okay buttons, but honestly she's only got one. She's got this button, JE. Now, if you need to find some videos where JE has caused like serious damage to people, look at, say, me versus Bowser playing Lilica. I'll play Lilica, Bowser playing Weiss. He has his sword equipped and I'll still smash him out of the air. Okay, now, this button hits upwards, or at least it looks like it. So you assume, okay, so this is a button that you use when your opponent's above. Yes or no? Using positional advantage, okay, if I'm above, okay, and he tries to come in at me, he's not going to get a lot of damage of it because I'm high in the air, okay, but on the way down, my attack only hits up, so, you know, what do? What you do is you fly so that you will land, you be below them when the JE hits. So even though I'm above when I first start, I'll be below them when the JE hits. So I land quickly, yeah, he has very little options to hit me out of it. Even if he does hit me, he doesn't get a lot of damage. And if I hit, I get a full combo. Let me just see if I can, see, I get a full combo. This is why I like to say this character like is very good at showing off positional advantage, because all she needs to do at a lower level of play is to jump up, fly below them and press jump E. If you do not respect the disadvantage that you are at, you will just get blown up. And people are like, no man, she's got really bad normals and stuff. It's like, no, she's got bad normals until she presses jump E, and all of a sudden your character has bad normals. Like, but the thing is that she's only got really that as her best normal. So what she's trying to do is she's going to try to constantly get above you, get positional advantage, and use that positional advantage to hit you, or to threaten you. And if you don't respect that positional advantage that she has, and the disadvantage that you are at, you will just die. Even though this is in neutral. So she jumps up, damn, she's an advantage right now, literally here. I don't need you to be in the corner. In fact, I prefer to not be in the corner, because if you're not in the corner, you're more likely to press random trap. If you're mid-screen, okay, all it takes is for Lilica to jump once and twice, and that's it. You're at disadvantage, so bang. Anyways, that's positional advantage and disadvantage. Lilica's the best character to practice on. Basically, jump up your opponent, fly down, press jump E, combo that. I beat a shitload of people just doing that. If you understand positional advantage, you will not be defeated so easily. but if you don't, you will just get blown up. Playing this character will allow you to learn positional advantage as well. You get to see how a character gains so much power by just jumping, and also subsequently also loses a shit ton of power as soon as she touches the floor. Another thing I forgot to go over is the damage return. Oh, actually, I might have said this, but the damage return the higher up you are in the air is generally lower for every character. The character that this doesn't apply to is Lilica. Heart, maybe? Probably Heart. Shao. But yeah, the higher up you go, the less damage you are able to do, the more awkward it is, and so on. If you want to see how awkward it can be to fight someone who is jumping really high up, play someone's Wind Elsa. They just jump 3 times and you're just like, huh, like, how do I get up there? How do I get up there? And even if I hit him, how do I do any damage? That is positional advantage. I take less damage, I recover quicker, my attacks have chance to do more damage because, not say chance, but I have the capability to do more damage because I'm higher up. I get to land, get to combo. Because you have no anti-airs, you can't press buttons. Very few attacks hit above. Anti-airs are shit. The list just goes on and on. And that is simply just being above the opponent. This is not even including being close to the corner. That being said, being close to the corner is not that big of a deal. Kind of. If you're in the corner, you can get crossed up easier, but you know, it's not nearly as big because it only plays a role like once or twice before you die. And it's very obvious that being in the corner is bad as well, so I don't actually need to explain it to you. I hope I don't. But jumping in the air, super powerful. Learn that shit. If you have any questions, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Discord. Just find me on Twitter because you can see the Twitter at the bottom left. If you're on Discord, just ask me questions in the beginners Q&A. There should be a link to the Discord in my channel. If you don't see it, then just look on Twitter and ask me on Twitter and I'll just hand it to you. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, just ask. Okay, how is Shao's J6B as anti-air relative to the rest of the cast? Okay, cool. So Shao is one of the few characters that have good anti-airs because her stuff cannot clash. And that's it. That's all you need to know. Whew. I hope that the explanation made any sense. I hope it made sense. If it didn't make sense, ask me. I'll try to make more sense. I'm tired. It's 11 o'clock. I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm thirsty. And hopefully this has helped. I'm gonna turn off the stream. If you have any further questions, just ask me in the chat. No, not in the chat. Sorry, in the Discord. Alright, thanks.